Easy Dollar Tree DIYs for fall that you are going to love. I'm Jamie, the Crafty DIY guy. Now for this first DIY, I'm going to go ahead and take this round that I grabbed from Crafter Square. You can find these in Dollar Tree in the Crafter Square department most of the time anyway. And I'm going to take my Waverly Antique Wax and we're going to just go ahead and cover this wood round with all of that antiquing wax and then also just kind of wipe off any of the excess. Sorry about my table jiggling around there. So once you've got this kind of wiped off, and I do encourage you to kind of go with the grain, which is not what I was doing there. I did go back and kind of correct that and fix that. And we're going to get started on kind of the next phase, which is cleaning. Now, this silicone mat, you can find it in my Walmart storefront. It is linked in the description box down below. This is a silicone crafting mat that I highly recommend. It's 24 by 18, I believe. So it covers my complete crafting service. And as you can see, I just sprayed it down with a little bit of cleaning solution. And I am just taking a paper towel, wiping it off, and then drying it. Look how perfectly clean that came, and you saw how covered it was. Now, if you want one of these, it is linked down below. I've got my purple Elmer's glue stick out. We're going to go ahead and add that glue to half of my round here, and we are just going to completely cover this and just kind of making a little rough line down the middle there. What's great about this too is that this glue does dry clear, so if I were to kind of over stick them, then you could kind of correct that yourself. So I'm going to go ahead and just place down my piece of scrapbook paper here, and we are going to just kind of smooth this out a little bit and kind of get that crease going where I do need to cut this. Now, I did cut this with a pair of scissors. However, I did take the sanding block that you guys recommended and use that to kind of clean up the edges. And I have to say, it definitely made a nice difference. I was very pleasantly surprised with the way that this turned out. Nice and smooth, definitely looks finished. So for those of you that told me about this tip, thank you. I'm going to go ahead and flip the sign over. I'm going to use that as my mat, if you will, because I just cleaned my mat. I don't want to clean it again. So I'm going to go ahead and take my Arteza paint pens. These are acrylic markers. These are also in my Walmart storefront, by the way. And I love working with these, especially with smaller things like this or laser cutouts. It's really, really easy. Now, I'm, of course, bringing in my favorite color, which is blue. And you will see kind of later on why I am bringing in that blue specifically. But we're going to go ahead and just kind of clean up these letters. And I did about 2 coats with this kind of paint pen. And it's funny, I have to say, I think I've used this one probably the most. And this is definitely almost gone. So I'm going to have to order more of these very, very soon, but I think they're a package of like 48 of them. Lots of different color options, and they're super, super fun. Now, after I've got this all kind of dried and everything, we're going to now glue them onto the front, and you can see that I'm kind of overlapping it on top of the plaid there, and I've got that beautiful orange. Now I've got this beautiful navy that's kind of on top of here. We're going to go ahead and just glue all those letters in place, and then what's really cool about this is that I am going to take a bow. We're going to take a Dollar Tree, we're going to take some Dollar Tree ribbon, and I'm going to create the bow that Jennifer from Little Bit of Common Crazy does on her channel. And you're just going to take your ribbon, you're going to kind of double and triple and quadruple it over, just depending on how big you want your bow. And then I am going to start pulling this off to the sides and to the ups and to the downs, and we're going to fluff it. And you can do this with zip ties. My zip ties actually came from Dollar Tree, and it doesn't really matter what color zip tie you get because they are going to be pretty much hidden with this. So go ahead and just kind of fluff out your ribbon, play around with it, pull it again to the left and the right, kind of make it as poofy as really you want. And what's so great about these is that they go on really, really easily. You can see here that I just added it right to the top with some hot glue. You could certainly hang this up on the wall, but I love the way this is just leaning up against the wall. Super, super cute, filled with fall, and I really, really love the way that this looks. What do you guys think about this first DIY? I really love it. Now, this next DIY, super, super easy. Favorite color, hello blue, hello gorgeous blue. This is at Dollar Tree right now. You can get this. with me loving the color blue, of course, I can turn this into something really, really easy. Check this out. Add some candles, add some fall decor. You've got the easiest DIY. This is going to be fantastic on my coffee table. It is the perfect size. And then, of course, if I wanted to get enough of these and use them for chargers for my dinner table, I certainly could. So much versatility with this. I love these. This next DIY, we're going to incorporate these laser leaf cutouts. I grabbed those at Hobby Lobby. And I have this garland. This garland is left over from a previous project that I did. It did have some little gnomes and pumpkins and different things stuck on that. So I took them off and used them for another project that you will see kind of later on in the year here. And we're going to take these leaves. I kind of discovered this technique by just playing around with it. I did this a couple years ago on my channel, and I really, really love this. I'm so obsessed with the way it turns out. So you're going to take your leaves. You're going to just kind of very kind of sporadically brush on some of your Waverly antique wax. And again, this is not perfection. You are kind of purposely, in fact, not doing this as perfection because you really want this to give you lots of variations. And you can kind of see where I've got some areas that are a little bit heavier, and then I'm kind of dry brushing, and I'm kind of going in the various directions of the leaf, and I'm leaving some of those blank spots on purpose because once we are done with both sides of these leaves, we are going to add something really, really spectacular to these. Again, this is probably one of my favorite techniques. It works so good. It works with acrylic paint, it works with chalk paint, it works with this Waverly antique wax. It's a really, really good combo here. Now, you can kind of see what I've done with the leaves here, and they're super cute. You're going to wait, of course, until these dry, and then you're going to sponge on some other colors. Once again, using the same exact technique that you did previously. I've definitely sped up the footage here, by the way, but you can add in oranges, you can add in yellows, you can add in reds, and you are just going to kind of fill in and you create the most gorgeous fall looking leaves. You can make these as dark as you want. You can make these as colorful as you want. These are definitely my favorite fall colors. I don't know about you guys. I would love to know what your favorite color is. I think you guys know. Mine is blue. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite color is. Again, you know me, mine is definitely blue. But look how these leaves are. They're so gorgeous. So once they've dried, I'm going to go through and I'm going to add them onto my garland. Now, in between those pom-poms, there were spaces from the previous kind of things that I mentioned that I took off. So it kind of works out perfectly space-wise that I can just take these leaves and just kind of glue them along here. And literally, I just added a little bit of hot glue right onto the glue string there, or to the twine, not to the glue string. And then just kind of worked my way down and around. And I did it the first time on just the one side of it, and I let those dry really good. And then after they were dried, I did move it to the other side and just kind of worked my way around with those leaves. Now, I did alternate it because I didn't want it to be kind of the exact. I had 3 different designs and I had 2 of each design on here. So I wanted something that was going to be a little bit different. So when I got to the center there, then I just kind of mixed it up. But look at this when it's done. This is on my bookshelf just kind of temporarily right now. I am going to be decorating the backdrop here for fall, but look how gorgeous this is. I'm obsessed with the way those leaves turned out. It looks like fall is already happening, even though it's 100 degrees outside right now, but you can tell just how beautiful this is. So much fun. I really, really love this, and I would love it if you guys do this same technique. Share it on Instagram. Let me know. I would love to see it. So much fun, so much inspiration, such gorgeous fall colors. Now, my next one is a Mr. Otis, and I found this at Dollar Tree in the Crafter Square section. They also had a couple different dogs. They had a couple different cats, and this one, was perfect for Mr. Otis. How easy is this going to be for a DIY, by the way? I just took it outside. I spray painted it orange, and now it looks like my little Mr. Otis. I've got this modern kind of Mr. Otis figurine certainly an easy DIY, but really packs a punch, and it's going to look so good on my bookshelf in the back there. And it also kind of goes with my fall colors because I've got, my little ginger boy, my little orange boy, Otis, and again, super cute. Now, this is also really cute. You're going to take these solar lights. You can get them right now at Dollar Tree. Now, I had this little package of kind of fairy garden accessories, but I was really thinking, like, how cool would it be at Christmas time or even in the fall when some of those start coming out? How cute could this be to kind of create your own little miniature scene here? So we're going to take some hot glue. I'm going to just put it down in the bottom of my vessel here, my solar light. And you're going to want to be careful because there is a hole in the middle there, but I just kind of put my glue around that. And then I'm going to add a little bit of this moss, and we're going to take some of that moss and we're just going to kind of add it in there. And we are going to kind of push it down into the glue. Obviously, be careful with this because the glue is a little warm. And I did have my glue gun on a medium temperature, by the way. And then I took those little miniature pieces and just added some glue to them, and we're just going to glue them down. I kind of put them kind of in between the moss. That way there would be some adhesion, like with the glue on the bottom of the solar light, but then also it would look like that these little pieces are kind of nestled down. So this is what it looks like when you kind of zoom in a little closer. But what's really cool about these is it's going to create a cool little miniature environment. And as you can see, when it's all lit up and bright with solar lights, can you imagine having these out like on your front porch or out on even lining your driveway? You could create an entire Christmas village. So many cute options with these. Grab these solar lights now while they're still in stores. Again, I got these at Dollar Tree, and you can create your own little custom village. I love this so much. So cute. Next DIY, we've got these florals that are fall, and I've got this beaded wreath. You can get these from Crafter Square, and the florals did come from Dollar Tree as well. So I'm just going to grab a bundle of kind of these wheat stems, and then I've got that floral stem with the kind of white and lighter colors there off to the left. We're going to go ahead and take my lineman pliers, and we're just going to slice right through these wires. The lineman pliers are the best thing in the world. If you do not have a pair of lineman pliers, you are missing out. It is so easy to cut through wire. This is actually what electricians use. These are linked also in my Walmart storefront. You can find them in the craft room store. So we're going to go ahead and take our pieces now. We're just kind of separating them. And what I'm going to be doing is kind of creating a spray that will be able to go on that wreath. Now, you can lay these out. You can kind of do whatever you want. I do recommend keeping your stems as long as possible, because once you've got kind of everything wired up, then you could certainly trim it down afterwards if you need to. Remember, you can always kind of cut them back versus extending them. It's kind of hard to add to the stem once you've kind of already cut it. Now, I kind of create my bundle here, and then I take a piece of floral wire. I've got this green floral wire. I've had this forever. Got this at Dollar Tree also, by the way. I created two kind of separate individual sprays, and then I've got them kind of wired together here. I'm going to be wiring that beaded frame or that beaded wreath form, because I want to be able to use it again and again and again. And for this particular one, it's so easy to do that because everything is wired on. Everything is super easy to kind of maneuver around. And what's so cool about this too is because it does kind of create that really cool spacing that you've got in the middle there. That is the perfect place to add any kind of adornment. You can add a bow, any kind of ribbon. So go ahead and just take it and wire it right onto the beaded wreath form there. There are two metal kind of joints that you see there that kind of bring everything together. And then I made another bow. I just made another bow, kind of like what Jennifer was doing. Her bows are pretty amazing though, so I need to, my bows need some work. But as you can see, I added it to the wreath. How beautiful is this? I love the way this looks. I love that black and white kind of neutral patterns with those little pops of orange. Super cute. Really fun for the fall. And I love this one so much. So this next DIY is very special to me. Now, you guys may remember I recently was in a wedding. Sarah Jane from Chic on the Cheap asked me to be one of her bridesmaids. I was a bridesman, and she gave us these great bags that had all kinds of goodies in them. I really wanted to recycle this bag and use this for something else, and I thought it'd be fun to kind of throw in a little Christmas. So we've got a HTV vinyl kind of here, and I've got these linked to my Amazon store. I'm going to try and find some for Walmart, but what's so great about them is that you can iron on, and we are just going to go ahead and add this to our burlap bag here. And you can get very similar bags at Hobby Lobby. You can find them at Dollar Tree, and you just have to find out kind of what the material is and then just kind of adjust your heat. I've got my Cricut iron thing here, but you could use your regular iron. It's really up to you. You just want to make sure that you know what your material is, and then also just make sure that you've got the correct temperature setting. By the way, also, if you guys are interested, on Sarah Jane's channel, Chic on the Cheap, on her YouTube channel, she has a beautiful, beautiful wedding recap, and it's there for everybody to check out. Speaking of fun, look at this holiday bag. There's an upcoming Christmas market that I'm so excited to go to. I can carry this bag, and I can share so many fun stories about not only how I got it, but also how I kind of personalized it and made it my own. Now, this next DIY is super fun as well. I've got some napkin rings here, and then I've got this wood round. I'm going to take this wood round, and we are going to create a kind of farmhouse-inspired candle holder. Once again, bringing out that Waverly Antique Wax. Love this stuff. Love how easily it goes on. I've got my rag there, and I'm just kind of dipping into the lid there and getting out what I can. And then we're going to end up staining both sides of this because I did not want this to show. Kind of wipe off any of the excess. And then when that's all dry, we're going to go ahead and add our candle rings to this, they're not candle rings, they're napkin rings. We're going to add this to our stand to create a really cool candle stand. Now with these, they are metal, but the all-purpose glue that I'm using actually holds really well. It's just Sure Bonders glue, and I'm going to add this onto the feet, or what are kind of going to be the feet of my candle ring here. And we are just going to add all of this until I've got it completely dried and ready to go. And then what's so cute about this is that you can take this and really use this for anything. This is what I did in the craft room here. I've got a great candle on top of it. I did grab that from Dollar Tree as well. Love the way this turned out. Super, super cute, super, super easy, and makes a really big impact.